Okay, welcome again to Reason and Truth Ministries, where we are continuing our study on worldview. And remember last week we went over the 7 different worldviews that we have in our culture. Who could give me the 7 different worldviews in a nutshell? Somebody want to help me out?
Atheism, pantheism, panentheism, deism, finite godism, polytheism, monotheism, and biblical Christianity.
All right, that's right. So, and remember we said those are the prevailing worldview in our culture today. And a worldview, what is a worldview?
Oh, I wasn't here last week.
All right, what is a worldview?
A bunch of ideas of how one views reality.
That's right, a bunch of ideas of how one view reality, right? Ideas have consequences, and the ideas that you have shape your every behavior and your every expression, right? And those you could go online and you could just pull it up on our channel and you can view the lectures, and you will catch up to where we are with our study, right? And we spoke about how these 7 worldviews could be further categorized into 3 main categories that all ideas come from. Who can tell me those 3 main ideas or worldview that all ideas come from primarily?
Naturalism,
Theism.
and transcendentalism.
That's right. Naturalism,
Theism,
and
transcendentalism.
so okay, so now what is theism? All right, then let me reverse it. What is naturalism?
Only nature exists.
Only nature exists. Only that which is physical. All physical thing alone exists. What is transcendentalism?
Only the metaphysical.
Only the?
Metaphysical.
Only not sure?
Spiritual.
Only the spiritual, the metaphysical, the transcendental. Only that exists. That which is non-physical. All right? Non-tangible. Non-corporeal. All these words are synonymous with that idea, which is the spiritual or metaphysical, and all these different ideas that are out there. Theism, what we say is theism?
God created all things, invisible and visible.
Who created all things?
God.
All things. Visible and
Visible.
So now we have 2 main ideas. And who we say came up with these 2 main ideas from the West?
And
Who is Aristotle and? Well, Socrates' student. Plato, that's right. Aristotle and Plato, right? Because Plato gave that rendition of all what he learned from Socrates. That's right. So they kill Socrates because Socrates taught people to do what?
think.
No, something more than that. Socrates taught people to do what?
Question.
Question. When you start a question, what do you feel is going to happen to you?
Fired.
You'll die.
Word.
People don't like questions. But what did to Christ? And there, the pepper him with questions. Questions, as we said, is a what? All questions is a what? Is a what? Is a hook. All questions, every single question. And remember what we say, where it goes? It goes deep down into the water, meaning it goes deep to the center of what? Man's being, man's belly. And the belly of man is what we call what? What we call the belly of man? When you read in, I think it's in Ephesians, when he said, now put on the whole armor of God, right? The belt of what? The belt of what?
Peace.
The belt of what?
Peace.
No, the belt of? The belt of? Truth. Your feet is shod with peace.
Yeah.
The belt of? Truth. So truth is speak about what? What area? The belly, right? So you have two ideas going on there. You have a metaphysical rendering of what we call
Food.
one word. Appetite, right? Appetite. What we like to satisfy. So it goes to what? It goes to what? It goes to what? It goes to what? Goes to what? The truth. What you eat identify with who you are. You see, Hashem wasn't crazy when he was speaking to Moshe on Mount Sinai, on High Shin, right? High Sinai. That is the mountain of Sinai. High is mountain, Sinai, mountain, Mount Sinai. Okay, it's just Hebrew, a little Hebrew there. All what we take in physically goes where? To stomach, right? This is why in the Eastern culture, how do I identify a rich person?
Yeah.
Big belly.
Yeah.
This is why in the African culture, no woman can be what? Small or skinny. You're sick. Something wrong with you. And I have that kind of proclivity. I grew like that. You know, this whole thing where this new world started showing all these kind of stick people on TV and everybody want these stick people. No, I have no problem with women who have natural built with their genetic structure and their metabolism structure, make them slim. But naturally, and especially when a woman goes through marriage and childbirth and what have you, the body comes to what it ought to be and is desirable by whom? Their husband. Their husband love that. Now, I can tell you from life and from truth, I have always loved a thick woman. And my wife produced two beautiful daughters. Oh my God. I just can't stop thinking about it. And the more she blossoms, is the more I'm attracted to her. Is the more of an appetite. You know, like when you have a hunger for a taste, but that taste is not quenched by things, but is only quenched by this relationship, that which is relational. But that relationship is only cultivated when we're together, or even when we are apart. But when we're together, it's cultivated even the more. That in itself, it points towards the truth of who I am and who she is. It all goes to what I desire, and it goes to what? My own desire. Not to anyone else's desire, but to my own desire. My desire is so well structured towards her based upon what? A permanent covenant that Hashem has established in his word. Now, I'm saying all of that to get back to the appetite. Whatsoever we desire from the time we are a child, we are going to have certain desire based upon wheresoever we are, where we may be, how we may be placed, in what geographical location. We all have a desire, and our desire is based upon our exposure to what we have been fed, given, exposed, cultivated, whatever. That does not change your desire. However, that which you are eating, that which is sustaining your existence, could be healthy and could be harmful. However, you're alive. But then the life expectancy of your culture is, let's say, 35. And then everyone think that you ought to die when you are 35 because of the food that you were eating for all your cultural life. Does that make what you know true?
No.
Does that make what you are doing right?
No.
So you can know something with a definite factual evidence And it appears to be true, but it's a lie. How are we able to identify that which is truth? Worldviews address those issues. We are living in a postmodern culture. What is postmodernity? Postmodernity or postmodern? Postmodernity, modernism, all these words are synonymous with modern, postmodern. What is postmodern? Postmodern, post is, I think it's either Latin or Greek for what? After. Something that comes after the modern. What is the modern? So what is the postmodern ideology that we are also now engrossed in, or we bought into, which was cultivated in the 1950s after the World War, and we all bought into after the Enlightenment, which was around 1700 to 1900. 1700 and 1900, this is what shaped our whole what? Philosophy that we have now. And it was shaped by three men ideas that cause us to be the way we are, which is now hinging on Plato and Aristotle, with our expression of who we are. And these three men are who? Nietzsche is one. But three prominent men in the from the 1700s to the 1800s. We're talking about Sigmund Freud. We're talking about Karl Marx, and we're talking about Darwin. These three men. Look at how Karl Marx. What Karl Marx say? Work. Every single man have the right to work. So he created the what? The machine man. This mechanical man, this is where we get the $6 million man. And you see where science is today? All because of Karl Marx, a philosophy, an idea. Because we are designed to work. Then we have